Okay, here we are for the first round. Let's see what this thing can do. We will be playing first. We want to be aggressive. Yeah, this seems fine. I don't get a Tormented Soul. We don't get an Exalted trigger on unless we draw something. But we have a Silvercoat Lion to follow it up, and then a Murder at some point during the game. Got most of our colors here. I think it's okay. Certainly not exciting. And we're going to let our opponent choose if he's going to mulligan. Okay, so let's get this Tormented Soul going. A nice tool in a deck like this, and nice to have it on turn 1 because it just makes all of our Exalted guy draws that much better. Duress takes our Murder. I'm pretty happy to see that he's playing it, though, to be honest. Usually just means that our random creatures are better. I mean, I wouldn't mind having my Murder, but him playing Duress is usually a good thing. Ravenous Rats? Sure. Not super relevant here. So we're just going to keep beating him down until he stops us. I guess he could Mind Rot us here. Scorpion, sure. If we hit a swamp, we're in good shape. Swamp? Ooh, that's a swamp. Okay, so keep the pressure back on him here. I don't want that thing to just live forever. I would have just 1-for-1 with it anyway. Divination, he's just playing a whole bunch of do nothing. Unfortunately, we're having a hard time drawing stuff that does relevant things here. So we're attacking for 3 either way. But this guy can't block either way. Does it even matter? Suppose not. He does nothing. Just the old straight up nothings, huh? So what can he have here? Murder, sure. He doesn't have enough mana for Public Execution. Essence, whatever, isn't a instant. He didn't play Elmer. We're just bashing him. I guess he's just taking a bunch here. He's not in red, so we know he doesn't have that Magma Quake. He could be countering this. He doesn't even do that. I don't know what he's got in his hand. He's got 5 cards, 5 mana, and just does stone nothing. And he just loses. All right. So he must be playing another color. Maybe he's in red and the excuse me, had all the red cards or something. I don't really know. I feel like maybe Mind Rotting him could be good. You know, if his mana's gonna be all clunky and weird, could Mind Rot him. What would we take out though? I don't know that I guess Crippling Blight seems actually quite good versus him if he's gonna be playing defensive creatures. You know, if he's got the Fog Banks or whatever, that thing takes care of it. Yeah, I guess I'll just run it back and make him show us something. Yeah, that seems fine. Duress away our safe passage. I think I'd be okay with that. Ooh. Knight of Glory. Ravenous Rats. Yeah, our safe passage is going to take a dump here. I don't think we need that. Lands? Not a land, but a pretty good card. All right, so Knight of Glory, and then if he's the one that did pick up the what's it called, the other Cower and Fear, he'll use it here. We won't play into it. Like if we draw a land, we're just going to play the Guardians and not the Crusader. Alright, Watercourser resolves. Duty Bound dead. So, I can play Pacifism on the Watercourser and then bash him for 3. Or I can just play Duty Bound dead. And then bash him, but then if he can double block and I can 2-for-1 him, but I don't think I actually want to do that. I think I want to set up... No, maybe I do just pacify this thing and then next turn Duty Bound dead or Guardians depending on what I draw. I could also just play a Silvercoat Lion. That doesn't seem very good here though. I mean, I could just play Duty Bound dead and hit him for 3 and just keep pressure on him. I don't really care about this. Yeah, I think I'll do that. It's 1 less damage, but it doesn't... Like, he's probably got, like, Sphinx of Uthun in his deck and that kind of thing, and I'm sure we can use Pacifism at a more timely juncture. This thing doesn't die to Cower and Fear either, so... Divination. I just love it when people spend their turn doing stuff like this instead of trying to kill me. Alright. Yeah. I guess he could have an unsummon here, which would be mildly annoying, but not a big deal. I'm going to play the Guardians. And let's see here. So if I attack with the Knight of Glory, it becomes huge. But then I'm just letting him get a chump block, and I don't think his creatures really matter. So I think I'd rather just do 1 less, but make sure that he takes it. Or at least potentially. Yep, he doesn't have unsummon. Oh, I got our Pacifism. A little annoying. I was kind of hoping to be able to use that at an opportune time, but we do have the board currently. He's got Sleep, sure. Sleep does not do a whole lot here. So we're going to play our Crusader and say go. This is one of the things that John and I talked about on Unlimited Resources when we were reviewing the set in regards to Sleep, is that it's one of the more powerful spells if you're on offense. You can lock the person out of the game and just completely bury them. But on defense, it's actually just really bad. I mean, he just used his whole turn on a card, and he's getting not very much value out of it. He got a couple of damage in, but now he's just in the same position he was before, and I've continued to develop my board, and I'm going to be able to put a ton of extra pressure on him here that he isn't going to be able to return. So I really don't like Sleep in defensive decks, but I like it quite a bit in offensive decks. All right, so he Essence Drains our Tormented Soul, which is annoying, but okay. And we draw another one right off the bat. So I can attack with this guy, which can't be chumped here, and that forces him to, well, if he wants to block, he has to block here, and it'll become a, let's see, a 2-1. So a 3-2, a 4-3, and a 5-4. Yeah, which means he just doesn't have any blocks. Or I can attack with Crusader of Odric, which becomes a 7-7, and then he just snap blocks here, so it just gives him another turn. So 5, or make him trade here, or 7, and we make him lose the rats. I think I'd rather just limit his choice here and just make him block here. This thing can get annoying. It can trade up eventually. Yeah. He's just going to take it. And I'm going to run out this Tormented Soul. I'm not going to play the Lion, though. I don't think it really affects the board too much here. I don't expect to, since 2 of our guys essentially don't do anything if we attack with multiples, we're still pretty much just on the Exalted plan here. Ravenous Rats away our Lion. Okay. I guess he has 2 Ravenous Rats. Yeah, and a Shimmy, he's just all about the hand destruction. It's funny. And that's annoying because we're going to lose it, but it doesn't ultimately matter because I think we're going to be able to just kill him. before he can do anything. He's got one more card in his hand. We're going to do 4 to him right here. If he wants to attack us, then we should be able to. Let's see, he'll have 1, 2, 3 blockers. This one has to get blocked here. This one chumps here. No, yeah, so he gets another turn out of the deal. Unless we draw an exalted creature. You got it, buddy. If he does manage to kill the soul, then we just start bashing with Crusader. Or actually just with Knight of Glory. Knight of Glory just... he can make it in... No, actually, it trades off. So yeah, we just start bashing with the Crusader. It lets him chump a couple of times with Ravenous Rats, but it's just like tick, tick, tick until he's dead. Forces him to find like actual removal too. What do you got? Scroll Thief, sure. And nothing. So he's stone out of cards here. So yeah, we just have him on a 2-turn clock with this thing, and if he just doesn't draw anything, then we win. So let's do that. And I am going to go ahead and play the Sunstriker just because he's likely to attack with this Shimmy Inspector anyway, and there's no point in letting him just exile it. Alright, so he needs a removal spell to not just lose next turn, and he doesn't have one. Alright, so we're going to continue to round 2. Deck did what we wanted it to do. Again, not amazing, right? I mean, it's not the best, but I like the quality of our cards is pretty decent, and we were able to pull that one out. So we'll see you guys in the second round.